Okay, well, good afternoon, Jet fans. It is Tuesday, July 29th, 2020. It is 1:27 p.m. Um, Obviously, we have a lot of news to jump into in the world of sports in the NFL. And let's start with, first of all, the saga that's taken place with Jamal Adams and the New York Jets, the soap opera, whatever you want to call it, has come to an end until at least I think it's the second week in December or the first week of December, week 14 in the NFL season. That's when the Seattle Seahawks and New York Jets meet in Seattle. Jamal Adams was traded to the Seattle Seahawks late last week, and this is the timeline of events. And I'm going to start quickly, go back to last season trade deadline. Reports are the Dallas Cowboys are very interested in Jamal Adams. Joe Douglas is fielding offers. He is, I guess, counter offering what he wants. Jamal goes to Twitter and goes to Instagram. He basically takes his New York Jets affiliation out of his bio. He's talking about being misunderstood, being mistreated, being disrespected. Um, and, why would they try to get rid of their best player? The fans were split on it. I felt two things. Number one, he is a talent. He's a great player on defense, but is a championship team built around him? If we are given a blown away offer to a team who's trying to build around their young quarterback, we have to field these offers, and that's what a good GM does. So basically, I wasn't blaming Jamal for the way he felt. I wasn't blaming Joe Douglas. Joe Douglas on a year where the Jets were mangled with injuries. They lost Sam Darnold due to mono. They lost Avery Williamson. They lost C.J. Mosley. Uh, Le'Veon was not the Le'Veon of the past. He was a year off of sitting. So, so basically, I'm saying, we're not going to win now. Maybe we need to build more. But that I guess the offer that the Jets were looking for was too much for the Dallas Cowboys, and that was it. It ended. The season came to a 7-9 end. Jamal then again took to social media, speaking of how he wants to be the highest paid safety, how he loves New York, and the whole rah rah, but he wants to still get paid. Now he is ending his I believe it's third season out of five. I think he had a 5-year contract. I believe he just ended his third season with the Jets, if I'm not mistaken. So he's in the middle, literally in the middle of a contract, and he's looking for a new contract. So, okay, yes, he has proven he is a good player, but is he qualified? Is he worth that high money? I'm not on a team that's right now not built to win. So he's saying he wants big money. He wants to be a Jet. Joe Douglas comes out and says, "We want to be able to make Jamal a Jet for life." Supposedly, the two started speaking, and then all of a sudden, it kind of stopped. And then Jamal would put cryptic or cryptid tweets out there about he's going to do his own thing and whatever. And you could read into it. I mean, Twitter is like reading an email. It's like reading a text. In the context that you're reading it may be different than the context that the person wrote it. So you couldn't really take it seriously. Late, maybe 2 weeks ago, a report comes out that Woody Johnson, who was the ambassador to the United Kingdom for the United States under the Trump administration, was supposedly using his power to get some of the golf tournaments from that country onto Trump golf courses here. So that kind of raised some red flags. In the midst of all this, it came out that Woody Johnson has used racial slurs. He has used sexist terms and is basically a racist and a sexist. I don't know if it was sexual harassment. I don't know if it was just speaking. I don't know if it was emails. But this came out. There was complaints made. This is on the heels of the Washington football team, which is their new name right now, their interim name. They're no longer the Redskins. Um, Having 15 people come out and complain about sexual harassment in the workplace. So this is out there right now. Woody Johnson is being raked over the coals, and then you have Jamal Adams tweet out that wrong is wrong, and we can't have this type of things on our team, even if it's at the top. And if he's doing this, it's wrong. I don't care who you are. Blah blah blah. So right away, the man who has not even given out a statement yet is being roasted by one of the most outspoken players on the team and the supposed star on defense, looking for a new deal. And that was, I guess, the first step this year, and I say this year because I'll explain why in a minute, of why or how Jamal wanted to get off this team. A couple of days passed by, and I put on Twitter, and Twitter is just going crazy with this Jamal Adams article. And Jamal Adams sat down with Manish Mehta, who is a writer for the New York Daily News, who, to me, he covers the team, but he rather cover the team when they're bad and failing than when they're good. He gets more enjoyment, in my eyes, criticizing the team. Now, Manish, when Rex was the head coach, had sources that everybody thought was Mike Patton. And Manish would say how the locker room was divided, and Rex had like an animal house, fraternity house, frat house going on in a locker room. Rex went away, and then comes Todd Bowles, and Manish was not a fan of Todd Bowles either. Um, and it's weird because he lobbied against Doug Marrone coming to the Jets, um, and he for some reason, I don't know if he contacted the Jets higher ups, but he basically slandered Doug Marrone. Doug Marrone, I believe, went to Jacksonville and as their head coach, or Jacksonville, Buffalo. I think it was Jacksonville. Todd Bowles is here 4 or 5 seasons. He is let go. He has one winning season, his first season, and they missed the playoffs by a game. They lose to Rex, ironically in Buffalo, and they bring in Adam Gase. Now it was between Adam Gase, Mike McCarthy, and Matt Rule. Basically, Adam Gase was referred by Peyton Manning. Manish Mehta again had a headline: "This is the coach you want. Be patient. He's the coach." Well, Adam Gase is hired, and what do you think? Manish Mehta just turns it into the Adam Gase hate show. He, would rake him over the coals. And I'm going to be honest, I'm not an Adam Gase fan. I don't think Adam Gase has what it takes to be a head coach in a rebuilding system. But I'm not going to, if the man does positive things, the man does positive things. If the man does bad things, the man does bad things. He has a reputation of isolating himself from players. This happened in Miami. He does have that reputation of being a loner. I mean, if you've seen Adam Gase, you can tell he is not the persona that Rex is, that a Pete Carroll is. But he's also not a Bill Belichick, and nobody's a Bill Belichick, let's be honest. His persona and his winning just go hand in hand. So anyway, basically, Manish Mehta releases this article, this report, that he interviewed Jamal Adams, and Jamal says, "This is why I want to be traded. Adam Gase doesn't treat me with respect. I have no relationship with him. I don't speak to him. He doesn't adjust. He doesn't address the team. He has his coaches address the team during halftime. Joe Douglas promised me a deal, blah, blah, blah." So basically, he roasts the entire organization. And you knew right there, the writing was on the wall. He wants out. So now what do? Do you keep him or do you get rid of him? Do you give him what he wants? Now, the first thing I said was keep him. He's owed $3.62 million. Even if he doesn't play all year, it's worth the 3.6 to keep his ass on the bench. That's the way I feel. Just because this 25-year-old kid feels like he's going to put you in a situation where you can't handle it. Secondly, my thing was trade him to a place where he can't win or doesn't want to go. He actually gave a list of where he wanted to go a couple of weeks back. So basically, the Jets and Seattle came up with a trade, and Jamal Adams was traded to Seattle. I believe it was either last weekend or Monday. I forgot the exact date. Was pending a physical. I believe it was over the weekend. So, all right. So Jamal Adams is going to Seattle. What do you get for this guy? Well, the Jets got a 2021 and a 2022 first round pick. They got a 2021 third round pick. And they also got a safety in Bradley McDougald. Now, McDougald is a starter. I believe he started 30 out of 31 possible games. He has 5 interceptions in 3 seasons, and I think he has half a sack. Jamal has 2 interceptions in 3 seasons. So you have somebody who is an established starter. You also have Marcus May on the other side, so you're not depleting your secondary. The Jets gave up Jamal Adams and a 2022 fourth-round pick. So they made out on this deal with picks. But now the value of the deal cannot be truly calculated until you see what they get for these picks. Are they going to bunch these picks up and go after players off other teams? Are they going to use their number ones? I mean, the one thing you have to look at now, and I've been speaking to my buddy George, who helped us with the website, who's with me on the website. If they don't have a college football season, you're basically putting your trust in the performance that these players had last year. A year, they're not going to be playing a year. So that can be tricky. But you got Jamal out of the AFC. You got him out of the East Coast. He's as far away as possible from the East Coast. He's in the NFC. And, okay, he's on a contender. So that's one thing. Reports have come out that when Jamal heard he was being traded or on the block back during the season, he actually texted friends on the Dallas Cowboys to speak to Jason Garrett, Jimmy Jones, and Jimmy Jones' son, and tell them he wanted to be a Cowboy. So as he was tweeting that he didn't want to be disrespected this way, he was also contacting through text and I guess phone calls his buddies in Dallas that he wanted to play there. Obviously, he didn't go there. So that just shows you the way Jamal was thinking. He spoke of leadership. He spoke of accountability. But he basically was very immature in the way he handled this. And I hope he doesn't set the standard now on other players on how they're going to handle not like in the situation they're in. Taking the Jets off the social media bio. Not talking to a WFAN reporter when she was asking him about the trade deadline and, taking his bio out and whatnot. But then he gave an exclusive to Manish Mehta, who any Jet fan will tell you is so one-sided, it's ridiculous. This week, when the GM reported to his office, he was interviewed by Michael Kay on ESPN Radio and basically said he wishes Jamal well, and he absolutely did not offer Jamal or Jamal's camp or representation any inkling on getting a long-term deal right now. He said absolutely not. Adam Gase was then interviewed, I believe Monday or Tuesday, and he says he wishes Jamal well. He said, but we want players here that want to be here. Obviously, Jamal didn't want to be here, so this works out for both of us. So both officials, excuse me, um, handled it the right way. They didn't give in too much, but they did. Well, I should say, Joe Douglas did say he did not give any inkling to giving a long-term deal at this time. Earlier he did say he wanted to make him Jeff for life, but that could be, talking next year. Jamal wanted it now, and it's because a handful of players in the same draft class as Jamal have gotten extensions and have gotten increases in their contract. So Jamal, I'll be honest with you, you were pretty classy out with my girls. They took pictures with you. You signed some autographs. You're always funny, but you didn't want to be here. You wanted to get paid, um, and we'll see you week 14. Speaking of seeing week 14, once he left, Le'Veon Bell had a few tweets out. The first one was basically saying that Jamal possibly recruited Le'Veon to come here, and now he's using the social media to try to get off the team, and he got what he wanted, but he wishes him well. Jamal came back and was like, "What are you talking about?" Blah blah blah. Le'Veon was like, "Just what I said. You're a liar. You didn't want to be on this team. You got yourself off the team." Um, Jamal wrote back again. Well, duly noted, or whatever was noted. See you week 14. Le'Veon reiterated with, "Oh, that's not a threat. I will see you week 14. I look forward to it. And as I said on the phone, if this is what you want, then I'm happy for you. Nothing but love." So this reminds me of when Keyshawn was traded to Tampa Bay, and the infamous um, Green Lantern game against Tampa Bay, where the Jets basically were outplayed all day in a rainy game, and then Wayne Chrebet catches a game-winning pass with seconds left. I think they were down by 13 with like a minute 50 left. They scored two touchdowns, and Chrebet scores on a halfback pass um, from Curtis Martin that kind of wobbled to him, and made a diving play, won the game. Keyshawn was held to one catch for -1 yard. So that reminds me what's going to happen. Obviously, right now, the news is no fans in the stands. So Seattle will be out there 12th man that week 14. But this should be a nice matchup. Hopefully, it means something for both teams. Um, Also, the Jets reported for camp this week, a little different than in the past. I know Monday or Tuesday, it was Monday, the quarterbacks went in and they actually had a COVID-19 test. Yesterday, the other players reported I saw a video from nyjets.com. You can check it out as well. Um, all wearing masks, getting their temperature checked before they enter the facility. So this season is very different. It started with the draft being different, virtual mini camp, and now training camp is this week, and there are protocols in play. What I would hope they would do, I don't know if they're doing it yet, is put the players in a bubble-like situation. The NBA and the NHL have done that. The NHL has not had any type of positive cases, and I forgot how many days or how many months. The NBA had a couple of months back. The NHL had a few a couple of months back. But since they've been in the bubble, they have not had any positive cases. Just this week, yesterday, the Florida Marlins, actually Monday, Florida Marlins had 11 people um, test positive. They also had 5 others test positive yesterday. The Yankees and the Marlins and the Philadelphia Phillies game was canceled because the Phillies played the Marlins over the weekend, so they were scared of um, coming in contact. Maybe Philadelphia came in contact. Maybe the locker rooms are infected. But I read this morning from Bob Wischusen, who's an ESPN reporter and a Jet play-by-play man on the radio. There's reports that some of the Marlins players went out when they were in Atlanta, I believe. So I guess they were in Atlanta prior to going to Philly, and that's maybe where they became infected. So I think for the NFL to have this season to go uninterrupted, they need a bubble type situation. The NBA start up this week. The NHL actually has today an exhibition game amongst all the teams that are in a tournament. Um, it's somewhat of a Olympics type tournament and a playoff format. The first round, the qualifying round, is the best 3 out of 5. The New York Rangers play the Carolina Hurricanes. I'm looking forward to that. I'm hoping that everybody is safe, and I'm hoping that everybody gets through training camp and games safely. Um, and that's where we are right now. It's a day by day thing with the pandemic. It's affecting every facet of life, from the way you're dining to the way you're working to the way you're getting educated to the way your voting may go. I mean, there's just so much going on. I hope and pray that we get through this with as little loss as possible. There has been a tremendous loss since March or February, and I just hope we get through this. And I hope there is a season. I do know, we won't be in the seats this year, especially New York, New Jersey. Other states do not have some of the restrictions, so teams are trying to figure out how to put people in the seats, um, and it's up to them to go. But right now, the Jets and Giants will play in an empty stadium. So will Rutgers. The Yankees and Mets are also playing in empty stadiums. The NHL are playing at destination cities or hubs. The NBA is playing in ESPN Zone over in um, Orlando, Florida, and Disney World. And that is the way sports world is right now. Selfishly, I'm glad baseball's back. The Yankees haven't played since Sunday, but I'm really looking forward to hockey, and I'm really looking forward to see how the NFL handles this. That'll be it for today. I'm going to try to do a weekly video blog, or actually maybe twice a week. Hopefully, once camp starts, we'll have more news coming out. Um, and one more snippet. I'll go back to Jamal. He flew out Monday to Seattle for his physical, and he had a 7 o'clock flight out of, I guess, Newark. And he complained about it. He already tweeted Seattle. Can't, glad you picked me, but 7 a.m. flight. And then today he put up a post about how you got a winner and somebody that's hungry. Um, he did tweet a thank you to the fans and to the people of New York and New Jersey and to the Jet organization. But he wanted to go. He's gone, and it's time to move on. Um, I won't give any type of predictions until we're closer to the season starting. Obviously, there's no preseason games, so it's going to be a little difficult this year. Fantasy is going to be a lot different this year as well. But right now, that's the world we're living in. We're living in a different world. Hopefully, we get into a safe world very soon, a healthy world. And like I said, I pray to God for that. And that's it. So have a great day. Have a great week. If anything should happen before next Monday or Tuesday, I will definitely try to get on here. I also tweet at nyjetstories.com. Excuse me. It's my Twitter handle. www.nyjetstories.com is our website. That's www.nyjetstories.com. We have a Facebook page, NYJet Stories, and of course, this video blog that I do on YouTube. It's Alex Poziali, NYJet Stories. So everybody, please stay safe. I believe in masks, so wear a mask. Take care of yourself, and we'll see you soon.